Hello everybody, I am back and I'm going to be doing a video kind of talking about some of the things that are important for the CFL upcoming, and then some news that I wanted to talk about that came out recently, which isn't a big deal, but I did want to talk about it. Before we started, I wanted to say please make sure to subscribe to me if you're new to me or to the CFL, whatever the case may be. I want to do this as a career and would love to have you here along the way. And then for the people that are subscribed, I do apologize. I know it's been a little while since I've done a video. It is simply because, I did 2 videos over the period that I was supposed to put out videos, didn't like them, so I didn't put them out. And I went back and rewatched them. They weren't great, but they weren't as bad as I thought originally. So, what can you do there? The answer is not a whole lot. And so there we are with that. But here we are talking now about the news and then the CFL key dates. So the first thing is, of course, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will be hosting the Grey Cup in 2025, or I should say the city of Winnipeg is. This is a big deal because historically Winnipeg has not hosted a lot of Grey Cups. Traditionally, it's been a lot of Toronto, a lot of Vancouver, especially early in the history of the league. It was typically just those two alternating a year. Maybe one group, one city would get 2 years, the other one would get 2 years, whatever the case may be. Sprinkle in Calgary, Edmonton and Ottawa in there occasionally. That's how it's been. And then it wasn't until the 1990s that Winnipeg hosted their first Grey Cup, if I'm not mistaken. And then they really haven't hosted a whole lot in general in the past 30 years. And their most recent Grey Cup that they hosted was in 2015. So it'll be a decade of time between the last time they hosted it and the first time, or I should say the upcoming time. And for the city, I'm sure they're excited for a variety of reasons. Winnipeg is a really good club right now. And they're in a good spot where maybe, just maybe, if they're still at this level, they can go on and hopefully win the cup at home. Will they? I don't know, but I also know in general, it's pretty big. And Hamilton, I think, reported a little bit of profit. I think it might have actually been above $1 or $2 million in profit in revenue from hosting the Grey Cup. So for the city to get a little bit of money, to get a little bit of exposure, and to show off a stadium in IG Field that isn't that old. At that point, it'll be 12 years old. It'll be really cool. And so I think this was one of the worst kept secrets that we've had for a while. I posted about it a couple weeks back, anyway, I want to say at least. But we've known about this for a while. CFL and Winnipeg made it official. There we go. The 2025 Grey Cup will be in Manitoba. As for some other news, CFL draft is May 2nd, coming up here in a little under a month and a half. I know a lot of people don't pay attention as much to the draft because it's not as big of a scale. We have the global draft, all that, blah, blah, blah. But this is a big deal. You see guys like Trey Ford, the Philpott brothers, etc., coming out of these drafts, and they are Canadian players that are making a name for themselves. In general, though, you're looking at these guys and they get drafted early. It's cool because you're looking at players that could be making an impact for your team this upcoming season. So for fans of the draft and for fans of the team looking out for this, there's a few articles just listed around the place about things you can look out for players that your teams might be interested in. Or what kind of route it looks like the draft will take. So again, that is May 2nd, coming up here in about a month and a half, so keep an eye out for that. Also, preseason is coming up sooner than you'd expect. I think today is the 15th, and so preseason will start in about 2 months. It'll be May 22nd. That'll be the first game. That might be a Monday, I think, but in general, you're looking at this realizing that we've been without Canadian football for a very long time. We haven't had it since November, and this is something to be excited about. Again, it kind of coincides with the draft. Seeing these guys that might get a chance to play, seeing some of your guys too that maybe aren't starters get opportunities that they wouldn't traditionally get. That's why I'm excited for that. And then, of course, it means that the regular season is coming around. When exactly is that happening? Everybody knows it's June. Hashtag is it June yet is something that is very popular because June is the start of football season for us, and that'll be June 8th. So again, we are at a spot where you wait a couple more weeks and it'll be April. That'll be 2 months where we get regular football. A lot to be excited about. I really don't think there's a single team right now that is down in the dumps feeling like they really can't have a chance to make the playoffs. Like we've said out east, there's been a lot of movement. Yeah, Montreal looks like maybe they took a step back, but in general, they made a lot of moves. Ottawa feels pretty confident going into the year. Toronto's the defending Grey Cup champions, did lose MBT. Hamilton made a flurry of moves out west. BC did lose Rourke, but they do have Vernon Adams Jr. Edmonton looking to take a step forward under Chris Jones in year 2. Calgary will be Calgary. They'll be good. Winnipeg Winnipeg looking to win yet another Grey Cup, and even the Rough Riders, a team that people were kind of down in the dumps for, are in that talk where maybe, just maybe, they can go on and get a surprise playoff spot. So this is a really good year. Again, personally, I don't look at any of these teams and say they're going to be downright awful. Of course, there will be teams that finish last in their division. That's the reality of the game. But for fans that are hopeful and positive and, not a pessimist, the season is about 2.5 months away, and we have so much to look forward here in the coming weeks with the draft, the preseason, and then, of course, the regular season kicking off, which should be a great season where the Grey Cup will be hosted at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on Winnipeg getting another Grey Cup for just the 5th time, I think, in franchise history, and then how excited are you for the upcoming events for the CFL season? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Everybody stay safe and have a great night.